I have no idea what orcs are. I never built an orc model, but I saw this one and I thought I have to build that model. It's kind of cool, right? And of course it is the cover. It's Meatloaf, it's Bat Out of Hell. So I bought an orc model just for fun. And of course another reason was that I was really pleased with the other ones, the Custodes, the very new fresh models, and I'm really curious how this one looks, because this obviously just came out as well, so let's have a look. There's instructions included, oh that's nice. And it is a modern new type of instructions as you would expect, with all the usual things, that what to do, what you did last time, and what to do next, and where is alternatives and whatnot. So yeah. And even the datasheet is included. You get a huge oval base. And you get gray plastic. So this is obviously here part of the base, and this is smoke or flames or something, and one wheel is already attached to terrain, the other one here as well. Yeah, it looks like very crisp as well, as is to be expected. I don't know how orc models are usually, how they are supposed to look like. I mean, there's no fine detail, no this filigree stuff that you would find on the Custodes or models like that. I mean, that's just not what orcs are. But just looking at here, that is probably the jet engine here, and there are some whatever cables or hoses attached to that. That looks really nice. And here's the ammo belt with a lot of small detail as well. So yes, that looks pretty nice. Do we have a face somewhere? Does he have a face? Is there a head? Here we go, there's the face. Just through. And I think here's his little friend, the mechanic, who is basically just one piece. Where are you? And a huge trophy rack, of course, because we are orcs. That looks cool. Yeah, so it's those two sprues here and the base, and that's it. So that shouldn't take too long to build, but probably a lot of time to paint it. So let's do something. So these are parts 1 and 2, and this is 3 and 4, and this doesn't work separately, so they are supposed to be glued onto each side here. So I just tried it out. That doesn't work. So you kind of have to put them on separately, one on each side, something like where is it? Like here, and on the other side. So keeping the figure separately from the bike is not an option, especially since on those legs or feet there are parts of the bike as well. So yeah, it just has to follow the instructions, I guess, unless you want to cut off parts here and basically work a lot with green stuff or something like that to replace that. Nah. So it's not gonna be a bike that is just parked somewhere and then the orc is separated from it or something. That wouldn't work. And quick note of the layout, you see here was part number 4, and then somewhere over here we have 6 on the same sprue, while part number 5, which is the belt drive, is on the other one. So yeah, they are a little bit all over the place. Like on this one here we have some 40s, but we also have 13 and 14, so yeah, you would probably have to search for the parts. And here you see they have this half circle here, and the other part has the opposite shape. And so you have only one way to fit that and can't go wrong with that. So that's kind of nice. I mean, I might still find a way, but they made an effort. So while I'm going through that, they have one symbol on the instructions somewhere that tells you that the part that you were just building is now complete and that you should paint that. So basically they show you sub-assemblies for the whole thing. Like here you have, this is a very short one. Here we had the main figure, the driver, done, and then we have just this few parts here, and that is the next step. So you have one sub-assembly after the next. So you end up with a lot of kind of groups of parts, and then you're supposed to paint them. I mean, that's of course a matter of taste if you really want to do that. So you end up with a lot of group of parts assembled, hence sub-assemblies, and yeah, then you can or should paint them because it might be difficult to access the parts once everything is glued into one big model. And so we have the front fork. We have a driver, the mechanic, who actually has the separate wrench here. That's kind of cute. The main bike, and so forth. So that is how the instructions look. Things are coming together now. The guy here is not glued in place yet. That's probably the only part that makes maybe sense to leave that off, because that has a lot of the green orc skin, and yeah, it's glued in place here, where it is kind of not visible really. The belt and his jacket are covering the spots where it needs to be glued. And I think this guy is just standing on his feet anyway, so it's not visible. So let's see. So the instructions say that you should glue all these parts here, the flames and stuff, into one ring and then put it onto the model. That didn't work very well, at least not for me, so I do that separately. And if you are completely not a fan of that, there's a single ring here that can be put instead of all the flamey stuff, and you can leave that off. That is pretty much the only optional part on the entire kit. So this guy here is just has a little peg here, and there's a hole in his hand, so he can just be painted completely separately and then just stuck on here, and that's it. So that would be an option to leave that one off, and yeah, the upper body here, which goes here, and you can hopefully see that here the belt is overhanging, so if there's any glue or anything visible, that would just disappear here. If you want to follow the instructions and do that all in steps and paint all the sub-assemblies piece by piece. And the entire thing is a beast. You can see here I already tried to glue it a little bit in the wrong place. Yeah, you have to figure out how to position that depending on maybe what kind of extra stuff you would like to have on the base, but it is really hanging over the base quite a lot, and this is Captain and Terminator armor, so that's a monster. And here we go, the finished model. I mean, without paint obviously, but this is what you get. And the other side, yeah, really cool thing, and it is as I mentioned, pretty big. So see you again when I start painting it. Thanks for watching.